We're out here today because I need to test a piece of equipment because I'm going to be going on a vacation with this overseas, and I need to test it before I trust it, right? So that's important to do with any gear that you're going to use. Now, when we go up in the mountains or we go out in a wilderness area, we need to know that this guy is going to hold water. So today it's supposed to rain. I'll give you a little bit of a walk and talk. Today is supposed to rain. We've been expecting some weather coming in. It hasn't come in yet, so maybe either overnight or tomorrow we'll get some of that severe weather that we've been promised. Fingers crossed. Most people don't wish and hope for bad weather, but in survival type situations, we need to train a little bit. So we need to induce maybe some hardship or some situations that you wouldn't rather find ideal. But of course, we need to in many cases. So you got to be up on your survival game, make sure that you know what you're doing, and that's why we train, right? So what do we have with us today? Let's walk through this. So we have our kayak, some flotation, because self-rescue is important, right? So make sure that you have those devices that you need. Make sure that you have signaling devices, and in this case, flotation devices, should you get capsized or overturned or whatever. So we have that stuff. This is just I say inexpensive, but it's a kayak. You know, they're not super duper inexpensive, but some very minor equipment with me here. Somebody, because this is a previous campsite, somebody had left a bunch of debris and random stuff. One of those things was this guy here, this strap. It's an old belt or something. So we went ahead, strapped up our backpack. And so we have a sleep pad. Now this is like a bubble wrap, air conditioning ductwork or something like that I managed to get. And this is going to be a sleep pad. Then we've got a grail. So this is for water purification. This is the titanium geopress, or I'm sorry, not geopress, the other one that's like an 18 ounce, 17.9 or whatever ounce thing. So that's this guy here. If you've seen this before, these are great. If not, whatever, it's fine, but hopefully this will come through. The lighting is kind of weird today because we got some overcast going on, and this is going to be superimposed in the camera. But so we've got some water, we've got some very minimal gear, but this is more or less just a review for, or not even a review, but just a test for this shelter here. Now, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't endorse products. I know I just talked about the Grail, but this is something I've been using since like 2017, long before others have gotten on board with it. So I do my own testing and make sure that anything that I believe in, before I believe in it and I trust it, I test it, right? So that's, again, what today's about. So we have that. We've got a little bit of personal hygiene. We've got a battery bank here. What is this one? This is in just a little waterproof kitchen bag or something like that. It's like one step above a Ziploc bag, right? This guy is, I think, Anchor. Now, Anchor is a good brand name. If you can see that, again, the lighting isn't amazing. And then I've just got some Ranger bands, which is just inner tube. People call them Ranger bands, but it's inner tube, which hold up or hold on the power cord. So this is the charging cord, and it charges this or your device. So whatever USB-C in this case device I would need, I could hook into this and give it a charge. Because I'm using my phone to record, because I'm low tech like that, I've got to have something for my overnights to keep my stuff charged. So this will keep it waterproof, this will keep it safe, and it'll give me a little bit of insurance for the battery. Now, the subject of the day, shelter, right? So this is a one Tigris, as you've probably seen by the branding on the side. Now, I haven't set this up in any kind of like display ready way. This is just how I plan to use it overnight. It does have a porch on either side, so this flap right here, which I have currently tied off, if you can see that, can be flipped back over here and zipped up. Both sides are triangular, and they come down from a trekking pole, and they stake out to the ground. The four corners of the tent stake down, and then this piece right here comes down and stakes down in the ground. And so as long as I have one side or the other staked, or I've run maybe a string from the top down from this tie-off point down to the ground, then this will stay up. This tent is basically an A-frame, which is held up by trekking poles. And so there is a porch on the front and the opposite side over here on the back. And that works out nice because if you need to unzip this guy here, you could unzip that and allow more airflow to come in from both sides. So if you set this up in a way where you're paying attention to the predominant wind, or maybe the way the airflow is working to your advantage, you can set that up to work out good for you, and let that air pass through when it's hot out like it is here in Florida this time of year. It's been pretty hot, got a lot of insects going on. So there is a built-in screen for this, and it is a 2-person tent. Now, I know it would be a little bit snug in there. It's about maybe 4 feet in width and probably a little bit over 6 foot in width, or I'm sorry, in length. So use your best judgment. It is about a 3-pound setup. So depending on how you wish to camp or what you want to use for your setup, you may, mileage may vary. You may want something with a little bit more of a footprint, or that might be perfect for you. It may even be too big for you if you're an ultralight guy. Now, this is our ultralight. One person is going to carry it while we're out adventuring overseas, and that way we don't all have to carry shelter individually. So it's going to streamline that process. I'll be the one carrying that excess weight. But everybody can carry their own, sleep system, whether that be a sleep bag, sleeping bag, or, a poncho liner whoopee, or, just whatever lightweight blanket they should choose to have. I don't think that the lighting is helping us very well here. So this is a previous campsite that people have used, and they've left all kinds of stuff like chairs and firewood and stuff that'll work to our advantage. I don't know if that lighting's a little better. I guess it's a little bit late in the video to worry about that. So yeah, that's the majority of the information I wanted to pass today. And I'm sorry about probably the audio and video in this. I know I've been walking around and jiggling the tripod and stuff, but this is kind of a new thing. I didn't even used to use a tripod. I used to just use a palm frond stuck in the ground and kind of split it and then stuck my phone down in there, which I've evolved, if you will, or, rolled with the times and become a little bit more tech savvy. So I'm getting better. I appreciate you guys sticking with me through the process of trying to get a little bit better at my craft and bringing you guys some of the information of things that I test out and things that I do, stuff that's outside the box. So do me a favor, give me a like, give me a share. That'd be great. Let's try to get some followers on here. Make it worth me bringing this information to you. I do appreciate everybody that's already following and have subscribed. So do me a favor and share this with somebody you think might benefit from the information. And let me know if you guys have ideas for videos that you would like to see. There's been a few that have trickled in. It's just things I haven't gotten around to. I'm a very busy individual. I have a lot of different irons in the fire, but eventually I will get around to all those suggestions. So I appreciate it and keep them coming. And I do appreciate all the views from you guys. So thank you very much. It's been raining for about 2 hours, and hopefully the audio will work out okay because it is raining. So, and I'm in this confined area where the audio just might not translate so well. So I'm in here. I've got my improvised sleep pad. This does an okay job. You just have to make sure that whatever's going on underneath as far as sticks and roots and stuff like that isn't going to be a problem, that you've moved all that away before you've laid out your main shelter. And then I'm just using this from the Kayak. So, just as a kind of an improvised pillow. Brought my bag inside, stuff like that. Lightning was pretty close for a little while. I ditched anything that was metal off my person. So I threw my belt, threw my knife, phone, everything was out of commission for a little while there till the lightning kind of subsided, because it was dicey for a little minute there. We haven't had rain in months, and then all of a sudden it just hits, and it was really close by because I'm right out on the river, very exposed. So what I'm experiencing at this point, as far as testing of this gear, this guy is 1x1 Tigris, which is not super high end, but I'm hoping it'll work out. Well, something that I'm starting to notice is the rain is hitting, and it's a single wall, right? Single wall layer. Now there's no, on the peak here, there's no seam. which is nice because it's one less thing where the seams could allow for water to kind of start dripping through if the seams are giving way. That's not going to be the case just because of the way this was constructed, minus maybe like up in the corners where the trekking poles have put pressure on that point on both sides, because it's kind of an A-frame configuration going out toward the vestibule and stuff. Like I mentioned, this is a 2-person tent, so it's just enough room for either you with gear or 2 people with their gear, but it would have to be in the vestibules. There's one on either side. There's one behind me and then one over there, and you would lay down. Obviously, I'm sitting sideways in the tent, but so anyway, back to the quality and what's going on here. So obviously you can, I don't know if that translates in camera, but there's some condensation making its way through, which you might expect, or maybe that's just condensation from my breathing. And that really just accumulating and not getting out. A happy, beautiful morning. We had some rain overnight. I'll show you what we ended up with as far as testing out this tent. I ended up putting this tarp, it's actually a poncho, stringing this up over the tent, because what would happen, what I think is happening, is there's condensation inside from, just respiration and evaporation or whatever. I think it's actually keeping water out, but it's also keeping water in, if that makes sense. So whatever coating they put on this material, I think is working. But I think what's happening is the condensation on the inside is misting when raindrops hit it from the outside, if that makes sense. So I put this layer up over top so that when the rain would hit, it wouldn't actually hit it directly, all except with just the peak. So if it hits the peak, it would still mist that condensation that's on the inside, kind of running down on the insides. So that was the setup, made it through the night. Now, ground sleeping is not my preferred way of sleeping. I actually prefer to hammock sleep. That would have been ideal, because the ground is hard and hammocks are not. But I'll give you another shot as we wrap up. Beautiful morning, sunrise, just about to crest over the horizon here, over through the trees. But I'm going to pack it up and break it down and head on home for some breakfast. Haven't eaten in about 24 hours, which is fine. I haven't even really been hungry, just hydrating. And I'm going to clean up the site, pick up some of the debris that was left behind by former campers that have left some stuff behind. I'm going to take some plastics out of here, take some trash out of here, leave it better than you found it, right? Beautiful. All right, have a good one.